Lexus's flagship. The all-new Lexus LX600 is a big, modern, full-size SUV which replaces the previous generation LX570, which ran for over a decade. This car starts at $100,000, and today you and I together are going to determine if this beautiful new flagship is worth that value. So, the beautiful new LX. This new generation comes in 5 trims. We have the base LX, then we have premium, F Sport, luxury, and ultra luxury, which are very amazing with the different features that each comes with, suited for different people and, well, different budgets. So yes, we have a new generation, but it still borrows certain features that were present in the previous generation, just like we have this triple beam LED headlamps with LED daytime running lamps, beautiful front grille that spans across the front. Of course, we have a front view camera, parking sensors in the front, and moving all the way to the side, we have very beautiful 22-inch rims and adaptive suspensions that are super comfortable. Then we get an entire side view of this very full-size SUV. So yes, it's long because it's a full-size SUV and it's very beautiful, very sturdy side steps. Then here we get this powerful side mirror with side indicators and blind spot detection warning. I'm moving further to the back. This design. Now, I'm not too sure if I really like the boxy shape that this generation comes with, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I prefer the look of the previous generation to this look. However, I like it. I like how the light bar spreads across the back. I love the LED tail lights. I love the black trims all around the car. And I love this. We get hands-free tailgate that anchors us into the cargo room, which doesn't have a lot of capacity if we have the third row seats up. But with the press of 2 buttons, we can simply have them go down. And we get 41 cubic feet worth of trunk capacity. Then here, which is where one of the other most important parts, we have our gauge cluster, which is both digital and analog, and it shows you an unbelievable lot of information. Like, you would not believe how much this small screen here shows you. It is amazing. Then, of course, this car is still an off-roader. It retains that beautiful off-road heritage from the previous generations, which we knew them to be. And so you get your drive modes and your off-road mode settings. Everything is so easy to reach. You even get safety and technology features that are unbelievable. So you get, just like I mentioned earlier, the blind spot detection warning, forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking. Here, you get your lane keeping assist, lane departure assist, and a whole lot more. Then to the entirety of the cabin. In some units across the trims, of course, you get some of them with wood trim, but in this one, you get just leather and smooth chrome bits all around the car, which I think has a really nice touch to it still. So yes, we get all of this. We still get heated and ventilated seats for the passenger, and we have a very simple yet spacious glove box down there. And here we get 2 screens. So one is the 12.3-inch infotainment screen with the Lexus On system that is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly, which is very pretty actually. Then we get a smaller 7-inch screen for the climate zone controls, of which we get 4 in this car, and a whole lot of other functions which it controls. Something I really like, however, is the fact that they are still present, so many buttons, so things can be easily reached and you're not distracted while you're driving. Further down, we get 2 USB ports, of course, our heated seats and steering controls, our transmission selector, and here, some drive mode settings, like buttons to raise or lower the suspensions, and finally, one for the differentials. Door cup holders, and very beautifully, we get a cool box, which also serves as some storage, which I find very useful. While you get some units with 5-seaters, which is standard, you get other units in certain trims as 7-seater units. But in the ultra luxury trim, you get just 4 seats. So you get 2 captain seats in the middle, which is actually really cool because that is premium of all premiums. Anyway, now to this particular unit we're in, we have our climate zone controls. We have 2nd row seats that are not power controlled, but they are heated and ventilated, which I think is actually really cool because that is very thoughtful. Here, we get some cup holders, which I find very useful, 2 USB-C ports, a 12-volt socket. At the back there, we get a 120-volt socket, which is actually something else that I find really thoughtful and really useful. Then in this unit, we get the optional Mark Levinson sound system with 25 speakers, which is just bliss. We have a very spacious 2nd row section. I cannot say that about the third row section though. That is really cramped and I'm not going to try to get in there. But it's worth to note that there's a third row right in there. And in general, I love the comfort that this car offers you. I also like that this particular unit that we have, the premium trim, comes with so many optional features as standard, and that just bulks up the price of this particular unit. Now, what we have underneath the hood is Toyota's newly introduced 3.4-litre twin-turbocharged V6 engine that replaces the previous or the outgoing 5.7-litre naturally aspirated engine. This engine here features both direct and port injection, which I think is actually really cool. It's rated to a 10-speed automatic transmission and puts out 409 horsepower, 650 newton meters of torque, sending all power to the wheels through a 4x4 or a four-wheel drive train, which I think is actually really cool. And well, yes, it has to retain that very beautiful off-road heritage that both the LX and the Land Cruiser have. Now, this car sprints from 0 to 100 in about 7 seconds, but you get returns of fuel economy at about 19 to 20 miles per gallon, and this car can tow about 8 tons or 8,000 pounds. So, I mean, for a body on frame SUV, you might not particularly like the handling, but I mean, it's forgivable because it's a great off-roader. The Lexus LX600 is a full-size SUV that was made for those who like luxury and want to play in the sand. Now, this car competes with the likes of the Cadillac Escalade, the Range Rover Vogue, the Mercedes GLS, the BMW X7, and a whole lot more. And for a car that starts at about $92,000, well, that's a really pricey or a very heavy price tag compared to some of its competitors, especially some of, well, the Germans. But I want you to let me know in the comments. This particular unit here costs about $147,000, or in Naira, that's about 300 million Naira, around that price. But let me know in the comments, do you think that this SUV with all I've shown you is worth this value? Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking with me up until this extent. If you haven't yet, please do well to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it, and I'll see you in the very next one.